Hello guys, how you doing? Hope you're all having a fantastic day and welcome back to the newest edition of Autism and Me. If you're new to the channel, you are very welcome. Before I start this video, I want to thank everyone for your continued support from liking, commenting and sharing the videos. Thank you so much guys, it really does mean the world. So guys, thank you once again. So on today's episode, I am going to be speaking about why it's important for people on the spectrum to have a continued plan and continued structure, because it's very important structure, especially for someone who is on the spectrum, and have continuous plans and always be keep yourself busy, because autistic people find it hard to understand the world around them, and the change is can be very upsetting for them. And when something ends, especially when that's been their goal for a while, it can be tough, because you're wondering what is the next step. And as something that I know myself that I have struggled with um, in the past, wondering what is the next step. An example, just to explain to some people, for anyone who has seen the show Atypical, you will know the scene where Sam's asked by his career guidance teacher, one of his lecturers as well, um, what's your plan after college? And he replies with, I don't know, I didn't even think I'd make it this far. And that's one thing that can scare people on the spectrum, because they might, like Sam in that instance, never thought he would ever go to college, and now that he has been to college, it's like he's been asked what's next, and he doesn't know because he didn't plan that far ahead. And that's why it's important to plan ahead and have different interests and keep your mind busy, but also knowing what's working for you, as well. Like, don't overload yourself, as well. You see, because it's very hard to juggle everything and make sure you do enough things that you keep everything in place. So yeah, I know myself. I even had that even in school. I was wondering, oh, what would I do after school? Like, because when you're younger as well, you can change your mind like 1,000 times, and you don't know where to go. Kind of get into this place. You really don't know what to do next. You could be thinking of exams, but you're not thinking of what will I do after. And even in school, I would have changed my mind like 1,000 times of what course I was going to do. One day I could have been doing sport, one day I could be doing drama, and then I could be doing something else, like that sort of thing. And there's nothing wrong with that, but it's good to have that direct path, and it's good to know what you want to do if you're lucky enough to know what you want to do, at that in school. And then even in college, when college was ending, there would have been that even feeling of what's next, because like your life, even I remember I was in a part of an autistic group back in May, and we all talked about college, and we would have talked about how we would have found it difficult, life after college, because our lives, say for me it was Sligo, so for 4 years I was in Sligo, and I would have been going to classes and for taking one step at a time. But when that was over, it was like, well, what next? And even during the last year, I was wondering what am I gonna do now? Like, what is the plan? Because you're kind of focusing on one thing, it's hard to focus on another. What's ahead, because you don't even know what's going to happen next week. Even I remember one of my acting lecturers would have asked me, so what's your plan in 5 years, say? I was like, I even joke with people, I don't even know what I'm going to do tomorrow, that sort of thing. And that's why it's important to, and that can be scary as well, because trying to plan one thing at a time. So yeah, trying to plan one thing at a time, but you're not able to think of another plan, like you're, because I think that can be difficult for people on the spectrum, because you might be able to multitask, that sort of way. Your all your energy can only go and say one thing at a time, and some people are not good at multitasking. So that can be a challenge as well. Really, for people on the spectrum. So I know myself personally. I need a routine. I need to be keeping busy. Like, I don't like sitting still. I'm one for always wanting to be at something
Um, for example, now the hurling season is ended, and that was a long season as well. And that took up most of my time throughout the year. Say, kind of took up time from even last year to September. Like that, I was between playing and coaching the younger players. That would take up a lot of my time, and that would kept my mind focused. But also, I need to have other things because that takes up a good amount of time of the year, but it does take up the whole time of the year. So um, I would always be busy with other things. Like recently, for example, I um, started learning Italian on Duolingo. I was inspired to do that by my recent trip to Italy. So I've been doing that the last couple of days, and that's been a good thing because it keeps my mind working and keeps me have has a simple goal, like a simple goal for the day. Like it seems small, but it's a simple thing that keeps my mind going and it keeps my mind focused on something that I have to say to myself, right, I've got to do my bit of Italian today. It allows me to keep my mind focused and it gives me a simple goal for the day, and it makes me feel good because I know it seems might seem simple and small, but it makes me feel good like that even that I may be able to say even a simple phrase in Italian, which is brilliant. Like which is fantastic, and I really enjoy it. Like it's been great fun, and it's even good crack even telling people. I'm able as well to even go into places and say, oh, I learned this today. Like it's always creates a good bit of crack, a bit of atmosphere, which is good. Which is fantastic. And even simple things like that to keep your mind at ease, and even planning forward trips, even things as well. Like you even plan a simple day trip to somewhere like going to Dublin, say for example, keeps you on the straight and narrow. Gives you something to look forward to as well. Like even planning a simple thing, even up there in Dublin, say like I organised we have a friend there a few weeks ago, and that was brilliant for me. It kept me on straight and narrow, and it kept my mind focused, and it gave me a focus as well, which was brilliant. So key to anyone is that you keep busy and always be doing something, but not don't overload yourself either. Like know what works for you, um, but no, sorry, I'm not sure if I'll sorry. Know what's best for you, but also know what's enough as well. Basically, essentially, like don't be afraid to say, okay, I've done enough at the minute. Okay, I need a bit of rest time. It's very important to get rest as well and take a step back from things. So, yep, that's my message for today. I hope you all have a fantastic day. Any more questions, please, about this in further detail, let me know and I'll answer them for you. Next couple of episodes, I'm going to be talking about how learning difficulties can coexist with autism. So things like ADHD, which I'll be talking about in future episodes, and kind of being overstimulated and understimulated, etc., and managing our emotions as well. So I'll be talking about that in future episodes. So keep tuned for that. Stay tuned. Stay tuned. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Have a great day, and I'll see you soon.